One of the things you can do to endear yourself to your wife is to break her mixer. She never uses this, actually. I was feeding chunks of rubber in here and it bound up that auger and locked it tight. I forgot these were made out of plastic. My mother had one of these and it was made out of metal. I never even thought about it being plastic. So I put a hose clamp on here to keep that from breaking any further, I hope. The name of this exercise is to take old silicone rubber and grind it up into a fine chunk. And this is really not fine enough yet. I took old molds, I cut them into pieces like this. We're going to feed these through here one at a time. One thing that we discovered and what got me banned from the kitchen, actually I banned myself from the kitchen because I didn't want to clean it up. When this stuff comes out of here, this stuff is very bouncy. You'll be chasing this stuff all over your shop. And after it grinds up, it's pretty bouncy too. It also gets statically charged. I would suggest only dropping one of these chunks in here at a time. I watched a guy on YouTube doing this by hand, using a hand grinder, and I thought, I can improve on that. I got little pieces of stuff going everywhere, so I decided it was time to put a bag on there. I got that wood dowel caught in there, caught on that flight and snapped it out of there. Yeah, I'm going to be buying a new one of these. After doing the initial grind, I was using a large plate. The chunks come out fairly large. Now I've put in a smaller plate. I'm going to run it through here again. I've taken a plastic bag and just cut the corner out of it so it keeps stuff from flying all over the place. And this needs to be fed in here fairly slow. Comes out of here much finer now, and I'm going to leave it at that. And this is pretty hot when it comes out. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of horsepower to grind this rubber. This is a piece of just plain pure rubber. It has no recycled material in it. And this is tough stuff. This has an expected tensile strength of 490 psi and an elongation of about 600% before it'll break. Now this has some of the reclaimed rubber in it. And I think you can see the specks of that in there. And there's no weak spots in that whatsoever. The silicone is fairly expensive. When you get ready to make these molds, when you have a large volume in here, I like to make my molds kind of brickish. And I know that when I put the rubber bands on here, there's not going to be any distortion or anything or squeezing by the rubber band. And that's my choice, but I intend to use recycled material as much as I can. I wouldn't use it if I was trying to get some small detail or whatever, because a piece of that rubber may not go in and pick up the detail that you want. I use the pure rubber there and then fill the rest of the mold with the mix. Now this piece of rubber weighs 47 grams and this cup of Reclaim is 47 grams. There's a lot of airspace in there. In my experience so far, you can mix this 50-50 by weight. You can see that this is about twice the volume in the cup. When you pour the liquid in there, you'll end up with about that much. It'll pour acceptably. You tamp it around in the mold a little bit, pull a vacuum on it, and it's fine. This is very tough stuff. It cuts quite easily with a razor blade or a box cutter. You can slice this up into pieces very easily. Part of the problem with this meat grinder extruder, it has internal flights that run in the opposite direction of the flights on the auger. And that's intended to offer some mixing and blending of meat or pasta as you're extruding it out through here. But you get a piece of rubber stuck between those flights going in different directions, and it's trying to break this material up, and this is not going to break up. And that's part of the reason why this was discoloring somewhat, is it's getting quite hot in there. And then you have a blade that's on the end of this. This is not terribly sharp. It's sharp enough for meat or pasta, but this is only turning at the same slow speed as the auger. And so as this is trying to force the material through these extrusion plates, and the blade slowly comes by and slices it off. I think this may be much easier to grind up with a Waring blender, and the next time I have a batch of this rubber that's ready to be ground up, I'm going to try just that. I think the high-speed sharp knives may do a better job. But experimentation and prototyping is expensive, and sometimes you break things. We'll see what happens with the Waring blender.